Today's pop quiz kicks off with a question. Who sang "All I Need Is the Air That I Breathe"? Okay, I won't show my face while doing a rendition thereof, but I have been singing on other videos, so I think the chorus is something like this. All I need is the air that I breathe and to love you. Imagine that at a drunken karaoke, me singing "All I Need Is the Air That I Breathe." We all need air, don't we? I mean, okay, it might come in tanks if you're a diver. It might come in oxygen cylinders if you're down the James Paget. Certainly came via a particularly good oxygen delivery system directly to my bed when I was on life support. It was pretty cool stuff, that air. I got all kinds of air. I got moisturised air, air with extra oxygen content. But air, essential, isn't it? Just as essential as water, food, the land on which we stand. Yep. You know, people have said in the past, and here's where I come to the point, they'd privatise the air if you let them, wouldn't they? They'd privatise the air, monopolise it, and they'd charge you to breathe it. Just like they've privatised the coal mines. They're privatising the NHS. They're privatising water shortly. They've privatised the railways. They've privatised the gas suppliers. They've privatised anything that they could privatise. And now they're selling it back to you. Well, Robert Tressel, in The Ragged Trousered Philanthropist, wrote this. I quote from the book, so I'm looking at this actually on my mobile phone so I can get the quote right. It's a fairly short quote, but think about it. Next time somebody says, they'd privatise the air if they could, wouldn't they? Poverty is not caused by men and women getting married. It's not caused by machinery. It's not caused by overproduction. It's not caused by drink or laziness. And it's not caused by overpopulation. It's caused by private monopoly. That is the present system. They have monopolised everything it is possible to monopolise. They've got the whole earth, the minerals in the earth, and the streams that water the earth. The only reason they've not monopolised the daylight and the air is it's not possible to do it. If it were possible to construct huge gasometers and draw together and compress within them the whole of the atmosphere, it would have been done long ago. And we should have been compelled to work for them in order to get money to buy the air to breathe. And if that seemingly impossible thing were accomplished tomorrow, you would see thousands of people dying for want of air, or the money to buy it. Even now, as thousands are dying for want of the other necessities of life. You would see people going about gasping for breath, telling each other that the likes of them could not expect to have air to breathe unless they had money to pay for it. Most of you here, for instance, would think and say so. Even as you think and say so at the moment that it's right for a few people to own the earth, the minerals, the water, which are just all as much necessities as is the air. In exactly the same way, and exactly the same spirit, you now say it's their land, their water, their coal, it's their iron. So you would say it's their air. These are their gasometers. And what right have the likes of us to expect them to allow us to breathe for nothing? And even while he is doing this, the air monopolist will be preaching sermons on the brotherhood of man. He'll be dispensing advice on Christian charity on Sunday, in magazines, He'll give utterance to numerous more or less moral maxims for the guidance of the young. And meantime, all around, people will be dying for want of some of the air he will have bottled up in his gasometers. And when you are all dragging out a miserable existence, gasping for breath, dying for want of air, if one of your numbers suggests smashing a hole in the side of one of the gasometers, you will fall upon him in the name of law and order. And after doing your best to tear him limb from limb, you'll drag him, covered with blood, in triumph to the nearest police station and deliver him up to justice, in the hope of him being given a few £half of air for your trouble. Fantastic. Think about it. I don't need to add to that. Robert Tressel, the ragged trousered philanthropist. The ragged trousers philanthropist. Think about that. Just bear with me for a second and think. Just think. Don't say anything. Just reflect on those words. Just think. Really does make you think, doesn't it? Well, next time you hear of Robert Tressel and the Tressel Trust and the food banks, still well and truly used in this country, think about privatising. All I need is the air that I breathe. How long? How long before they're selling you oxygen? Scary.